It's really unfathomable. And 600, I hope everyone understands, 600 fatalities in Israel proportionally is like having here 20,000 American fatalities. 20,000 people who are being butchered, massacred by these savage terrorists. It's our 9/11.
Per capita comparison made there by Israel's UN ambassador a few moments ago here on Fox and Friends, putting the mass number of murder victims in Israel at 600 so far into context, also revealing it's now hitting home in the most grave way.
I know that there are dozens, okay, of Americans, Israeli Americans or holding American citizenship who are being held hostage now in Gaza. Dozens.
Wow.
Former State Department spokesperson Morgan Ortagus joins us now. Morgan, great to have you on the program. That statement, which we just heard a few moments ago, at least to those of us here in the studio, felt like, while it shouldn't have been surprising, in fact, I think yesterday I was beginning to wonder how many among the dead are Americans, and that's an open question among the dead. It does sort of, even though unsurprising, change the equation, doesn't it? Especially for the Biden administration.
Well, we know that terrorists attacked our best friend, our most loyal partner in the Middle East. We also know, this is a rough estimate, Will, but about 200,000 Israelis are Americans, so they could be dual citizens, or they could just be Americans living in Israel. And so it, like you said, should not be a surprise. Even on 9/11, when thousands of Americans were killed, there were plenty of people of other nationalities that were in that mix as well. So we should have seen an attack on our strongest ally in the Middle East as an attack on us, because this is what the perpetrators, the funders, the aiders of Hamas, which is the Islamic Republic of Iran, this is what they say. We just need to listen to what they say. They want to wipe the state of Israel off the map. When they chant death to Israel, they also chant death to America. So it should be of no surprise to this administration, especially, that the Islamic Republic of Iran, who is actively trying to kill former Trump administration officials in America on American soil, it should surprise no one that that same regime has plotted to kill Americans and Israelis in Israeli territory yesterday.
Morgan, what does the Biden administration do? I mean, the optics of American citizens, American passport holders being held hostage inside of Gaza. You know, Congressman Michael Waltz just tweeted in response to that news that Special Operations Command, American Special Operations Command, should be on their way to Israel if that's true. Whether or not that's the call to action, Joe Biden, I can't help but think back to the 70s in the Iranian hostage crisis. You know, Joe Biden's got to do something if Americans are stuck being held hostage in Gaza.
That is a very eerie and very striking parallel, Will, that you just gave. I totally agree with you there. And we will see what comes of it in terms of if it's just Americans dead or actually held hostage. Again, mathematically, with how small Israel is and how many Americans are there, it's almost impossible. But we'll let the authorities definitively say either way. First of all, I would say the strong words yesterday from Biden and some Democrats were nice, but words are not enough. They have to get this out of their mind that if they give a strong statement and if they say the right thing, that means that they have done the right thing. Saying the right thing and doing the right thing are two different things. And so this administration has to admit to themselves that their policy of appeasement towards the Islamic Republic of Iran has been an abject failure, and that appeasement policy helped lead the conditions on the ground for what happened yesterday. And that is because they haven't enforced sanctions. They gave them $6 billion. Iran is billions of dollars richer because this administration did not enforce the sanctions that are on the books, and they gave that money to Hamas.
I'm sorry, Morgan, I'm up against a hard break, but to your point, understanding Iran's role illustrates the failure of this administration. Always thank you for your time, Morgan. All right, we'll be right back.
Anytime.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.